Good evening, everyone, and welcome into another exciting edition of Golden Eagle Sports Report. I'm Shane Hogan.
And I'm Jackson Gross. The holiday season is quickly approaching, and we've got a lot to talk about. Whether it's Marquette soccer, basketball, or volleyball, we've got you covered. Hang on to your seats, Marquette Nation, because Golden Eagle Sports Report starts right now.
Slam! George! Oh, that's a poster.
Live from the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio at Marquette University, this is Golden Eagle Sports Report.
Marquette gets the rebound, and the champions have gone down.
Let's get started with some important news to address regarding the Marquette women's soccer team.
Women's soccer head coach Marcus Roders has stepped down after 24 years with the program.
Roders' departure comes after 2 consecutive losing seasons with the program.
The Golden Eagles win a combined 10, 22, and 4 over the past 2 years, and most notably missed the playoffs during both of those years.
Roders is the longest tenured coach in program history and was a 6-time Big East Coach of the Year.
According to Vice President and Director of Athletics Bill Scholl, Marquette will immediately begin a national search for a new head coach.
The women's team isn't the only team that experienced some endings this week. The men's soccer team's season has come to an end as well.
The men started their week with their crucial 1-0 win against DePaul that sent them to the Big East tournament as the number 6 seed.
Sophomore Lucas Sunison scored the lone goal on Wednesday afternoon that earned his team a chance in the postseason.
The Golden Eagles combined to put up 17 total shots, 10 of which were on goal.
Just 3 days later, the Golden Eagles ended their postseason run early with a 3-0 loss against Providence.
Marquette really struggled early to counter the Providence attack and let the goal up in the first half from Providence freshman Espen Wolf.
The Friars continue to dominate possession in the second half with goals from Trevor Divock and Paolo Limo.
The Friars outshot Marquette 13-4 and put a quick stop to any chances of Marquette advancing to the Big East semifinal. And with that, we now want to welcome in one of our soccer analysts, John Liuzzi. John, thank you so much for being on the show.
Jackson, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited to talk about some Marquette soccer.
Well, let's begin with the men's soccer team, where they were able to get a 1-0 win against DePaul on Wednesday. How were they able to clinch a spot in the Big East tournament?
Yeah, they got that 1-0 win against DePaul, but they needed some help from the other teams in the conference. So Villanova defeated Seton Hall 1-0. So that was the clincher for Marquette to get that number 6 seed for the tournament.
Lucas Sunison was the one who got Marquette on the board in that game. How crucial was he for Marquette's offense this year, and how do you see him improving going into next year?
Yeah, he's a crucial part to Louis Bennett's offense. He's able to be that utility guy for Bennett. He serves a lot of roles. He was on the Big East All-Freshman team last season. He got some honors just today. But looking into next year, you're not going to have Josh Cohen, Connor Alba, or Patrick Segrist, who's the top 3 scorers for this Marquette Golden Eagles team. So he's really going to need to be that big scoring part for the team next year.
The men built up all this excitement going into their postseason run, but fell short against Providence. What happened in that game that ended Marquette's season so early?
Yeah, anytime you get into an early deficit, you're down so early in the game, it kills all the momentum. They were excited to be in the playoffs, but they got themselves into a little too big of a hole. I believe it was 2-0 at halftime in favor of the Friars. So that was a tough thing to come out into the second half. So that was really the big thing that hurt the Louis Bennett and his lads for this year.
Now that the men's season has come to end, we really need to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts of the news of Marcus Roders stepping down?
Yeah, it's definitely shocking. It hasn't been the best 2 seasons for the women's soccer team. They've only won 10 games overall. They've only won 5 Big East games in the past 2 years, and they didn't make the playoffs the past 2 years. So definitely a shocking thing for this team, but they're leading into a big thing next year. Not only are you going to have a new head coach, but you need a new goalkeeper, you need 2 new defenders, and you got the scoring and the offense still to come back, but always tough when you don't have that returning goalkeeper, especially with a new head coach.
Before we go, do you have any idea of any potential head coaching candidates?
Yeah, so I think they have two great internal options. You got assistant coach Ashley Bars, who was a player for Rotors during her time here, and then she came back in 2013 to be an assistant coach, which is a position she's currently at right now. And then you got Nick Vorberg, who's really been working the goalkeepers lately. So he was the big part of why Maddie Henry was so able to be such a big goalkeeper and big, powerful goalkeeper for the Golden Eagles in her 4 years. And then you mentioned it with Shane that they're looking for the nationwide, so they're going to do their search too. But you got two good options right here, but we'll see what Bill Scholl and his team figure out in the researching progress.
Well, John, thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're talking some Marquette basketball and volleyball. So don't go anywhere, because Golden Eagle Sports Report will be right back.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Golden Eagle Sports Report. Once again, I'm Shane Hogan.
And I'm Jackson Gross.
After a 1.5-week hiatus, the Marquette women's basketball team returned to action, and this time it actually counted.
The Golden Eagles officially started off the Megan Duffy era with their first regular season win of the year over the Morgan State Bears.
It wasn't necessarily the closest game ever, but as Amy Galashewski will tell you, it definitely wasn't the quietest either.
It wasn't what you would expect for an early Tuesday morning game. Children from Milwaukee Public Schools were there for their annual field trip day. The energy level was through the roof because the kids had the morning off from school, and they were excited to cheer on Marquette in their first regular season game of the year. Despite getting off to a slow start, the Golden Eagles earned themselves a 70-48 victory over the Morgan State Bears. Marquette finished the first quarter tied 13-13, but then they finally found their composure in the second quarter.
Well, first we had to get stops, and then Chloe's rebound. She had like 8 defensive rebounds, and then Jordan just getting out in transition, pitching to the head, and then wide open shots.
In the third quarter, the kids were sure to showcase all their dance moves and increase their volume. However, Marquette's offense was quiet. This was until junior Selena Lott went off and earned herself 24 points.
And she just was poised, composed. Obviously, she's played in a lot of big games here at Marquette, and that showed, whether she was playing the point, whether she was off the ball, super engaged with the game plan and kind of what we were trying to do. And I just think she's contagious in so many ways on the defensive end, and then she starts hitting a couple shots. I think it really kind of spurred our team in a lot of ways.
The Golden Eagles will be back in action this Thursday against St. Francis College Brooklyn. Reporting from the Al McGuire Center, Amy Galashevsky, Marquette Wire Sports.
The Golden Eagles kept on rolling, defeating the St. Francis Brooklyn Terriers 92-71 Thursday night.
It was another great overall performance from the entire team, but as Jack Phillips tells us, this game meant a little more to everyone for reasons that stretch far beyond basketball.
Another day, another dub. Only this time, the Marquette women's basketball team stand for something more than just the game itself.
I thought it was really great to wear the green tonight and the t-shirt in honor of her, and then just to bring awareness of not only kidney donation but all donations, and really thrilled to get the win with this team. And I think there were a lot of positives, but really thrilled about just kind of what tonight meant to Marquette, to Tori, and to our women's basketball program.
Senior forward Tori McCoy continues to battle a rare kidney disease in her final year with the program. With her teammates by her side, the squad battles to a 92-71 victory over the St. Francis Brooklyn Terriers Thursday night.
Yeah, we focused on getting the ball into the posts, and I think our guards did a great job on that, and that's how I got those great opportunities. We also focused on rebounding and offensive rebounds especially, and we had 20 tonight, so that was big for our post. So I think I got most of that off the rebounds and stuff, and so.
Marquette takes its first 2 games of the regular season and now looks to go 3 for 3 on the week, with the Illinois State Redbirds visiting Milwaukee Sunday afternoon. Despite a high-power offense, 17 turnovers on the stat sheet for the Golden Eagles doesn't resonate well with Coach Duffy, and is something she plans to fix ahead of Sunday.
It's that balance, because you want to play fast and you want to score 80, 90 points, so there will be some turnovers with that, but I think we got to keep learning how to kind of, slow down for a few steps and collect ourselves and take care of the ball, and with that you're going to get extra possessions, and obviously we have players who can put the ball in the basket, so we want to get those opportunities to put the ball in the rim.
Reporting from the Al McGuire Center, Jack Phillips, Marquette Wire Sports.
Finally, the Golden Eagles concluded their hectic weekend with another impressive win, this time over the Illinois State Redbirds.
It may be frozen outside, but as Amy Galashevsky details for us, that hasn't stopped Marquette from heating up.
Sunday was Frozen Day at the Al McGuire Center. And let's just say that the cold didn't bother Marquette anyway. Marquette defeated Illinois State 58-41, but it wasn't Marquette's offense that supplied the win. It was the defense that provided the low-scoring result.
Yeah, that was a really big defensive performance for us, and I think that's the first one this year. So it's really good to have that. And whenever you're playing great defense, that makes the flow better on offense. Getting stops, getting steals, being able to run out, just helps everything. And I think that's what we did tonight. We definitely showed that we could be a very good defensive team, and we showed that.
When the offense had opportunities, they looked to feed passes to redshirt junior Lauren Van Clunen. Van Clunen put up a game high of 14 points and went 6 for 8 shooting while adding 6 rebounds in her first start of the season.
Always looking at rebounding, always looking at being a presence inside in the paint from an offensive side of things, and I thought she had some great composure, finished her layups really well too, made a couple outside shots, and was just really solid presence. I felt like she was really locked into the game plan.
Marquette went through a stretch of 3 games in less than a week, and now they'll have a small break to recover. The Golden Eagles will be back in action this Thursday against Big Ten opponent Northwestern University. Reporting from the Al McGuire Center, Amy Galashevsky, Marquette Wire Sports.
Similar to the women's team, the Marquette men's basketball team also began its regular season.
The Golden Eagles faced off against the Loyola Maryland Greyhounds Tuesday night at Fiserv Forum, winning soundly by a final score of 88-53.
It was a great win to start off the season for Marquette, but as Jack Phillips found out, this game meant a little more to the fans than an average regular season matchup.
With number 12, Hannah Spencer.
New numbers means new faces. But on Tuesday night, the story stays the same for Marquette men's basketball. More specifically, the AP All-American himself.
guys like Greg and Zach were telling me, hey, like, you're getting close, so like, keep shooting. So when your teammates have that much confidence in you, it just makes things so much easier for you. So I was playing pretty free out there just because my teammates were believing in me that much.
38. No, I'm not talking about the temperature outside. I'm talking about Marcus Howard's 38 points to start off his senior season right here in Fiserv Forum.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've seen anyone that can be a one-man wrecking crew like he can offensively, because his ability to make difficult shots is beyond what I've ever seen.
In a complete team effort, the Golden Eagles start their 2020 season off with an emphatic win over the Loyola Maryland Greyhounds. Howard may still be the star of the show, but it's not just the offense that's clicking. After Theo John dishes out a career-high 8 blocks, it resonates throughout the entire squad. Don't believe me? Just ask Marcus himself.
There's no doubt about it in my mind, he's the best rim protection in the country. I mean, the way he is able to get off the floor and protect our paint, block shots, disrupt the defense with his verticality and his aggressiveness. I don't think there's anybody in the country that can do it like he does. And, I'm glad he's on our team and I'm not playing against him.
Reporting alongside Amy Galashevsky from Fiserv Forum, Jack Phillips, Marquette Wire Sports.
Well, we now want to welcome in one of our Marquette basketball analysts, Nick Galley. Nick, thanks for coming back.
Oh, you already know I'm always glad to be here, right?
I know. We always have a good time, right?
We do, for the most part anyway.
That's
right?
true. Yeah. All right, well, let's get started. We'll start with the women. What were your overall takeaways from all 3 wins so far?
Yeah, I think for me it's been team chemistry, especially with the team that we talked about a lot. We weren't so sure about how the team chemistry would be with all these young women on this team, and they've meshed really well so far.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much veteran talent on this team, but the veteran talent on this team has been really good, so I think that's been great to see so far.
Which is pretty impressive considering it's basically a whole new team and a new coach.
Yeah, for sure. And you look at that, and that's the big thing, because if you don't have that team chemistry there, you really can't get any momentum.
Right.
So they've been able to do that early on in the season. So.
Right. So far, Selena Lott looking like a star of this team.
Yeah.
What has she done so far to really get things going?
Well, I think it's just been not the scoring alone, but the scoring efficiency. And I mean, she's shooting 67% through 3 games, which is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It's very impressive. Yeah, I mean, I know I couldn't do that. There's a reason I'm sitting here, not on the court. So 67% through 3 games, and just that efficiency is what's really giving this team some energy and a high level of play. So if she can continue, okay, she's not going to continue to do that for the remainder of the season.
That'd be pretty tough.
Yeah, it would. But if she can just stay at a relatively high clip, then this team's going to be fine. They're going to have a really good leader to look up to, and they're going to be fine chemistry-wise as well. So.
Absolutely. Well, switching over to the men's team, the squad got an emphatic win over Loyola Maryland Tuesday night. What were your overall takeaways from the teams playing that game on Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to look at this team's play and forget to mention Marcus Howard, because he was outstanding. And after the game in the press conference, I asked Marcus about the team chemistry, and he said that it was really good. He said it was really well. Everyone meshed really good. And I wanted to ask him about it because, as does the women's team, this men's team has a lot of new guys on this team.
Yeah, definitely.
So the fact that they were working as a cohesive unit together is really good to see. It was obviously the first game of the year, not really a great team, but the fact that some of those younger guys got involved was just excellent, and they got to build off of this huge win and carry it into this Purdue game.
Yeah, and I know, we've both been pretty critical of Marcus.
We have.
But 38 points, I mean, that was pretty impressive.
You got to give the credit where the credit's due, don't you, Shane?
I mean,
you got to.
Absolutely. Marcus Howard in that game also became the all-time leading scorer in program history, passing Jarrell McNeil.
Yep.
Let's take a look at that basket that made history on Tuesday night. So, Nick, like I said, that wasn't all he did, just that basket. He also scored 38 points in that game to start his final season. What are you expecting from Marcus Howard in his final year of college basketball?
Well, yeah, I mean, he just started off the game so hot, 7 of his first 8 shots. Obviously, Marquette went out to that 21-0 run to start off the game, which was amazing. But when he gets hot, he is the best scorer in the entire NCAA. So I think he's going to have an outstanding season if he can stay consistent.
Yeah.
But I think he's also going to need help from those other guys around him so that defenses don't clamp up and lock him down. So.
Should be another big year for Marcus. Next up for the Golden Eagles, they've got Purdue on Wednesday. Here's what Coach Wojo had to say with the media this afternoon.
I mean, this is a huge test for us. I mean, we'll be challenged in every way from a system standpoint. I mean, defensively, we're really going to have to be locked in, so we'll see where we're at on the defensive end. Offensively, they make scoring hard. They turn people over. And so we'll see where we're at there. I mean, and this is one of the benefits of playing a game like this early, because if you have a flaw or a weakness, it will be exposed.
Well, that's what Coach Wojo had to say for that game. Nick, thanks for coming back on the show.
It is always a pleasure, Shane.
We'll see you next time. Well, we're going to wrap things up here in this block, but don't change that channel because we are talking Marquette women's volleyball when we get back right here on Golden Eagle Sports Report.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
But I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Operation Wonder Park is a go!
There's nothing more powerful than imagination.
Honey, have you seen my cell phone?
But don't just imagine.
My park came to life?
Ooh, a plot twist.
Use STEM to build, create,
she did it,
and change the world.
Who's with me?
I'm more of a 2 feet on the ground kind of guy.
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Welcome back to Golden Eagle Sports Report. With the postseason rapidly approaching, let's check back into the Marquette volleyball team.
The number 9 ranked Golden Eagles had another very successful week of competition in Big East play. Let's dive a little deeper though.
It was an interesting weekend for the Golden Eagles as they played DePaul twice. Once here at the Al on Friday and then down in Chicago on Saturday.
And regardless of where they played, it was complete dominance yet again for Marquette, who now stands at 23-3 overall.
Friday night, the Golden Eagles were led by senior Allie Barber, who had 11 kills, and junior Hope Wirch, who added 9 kills of her own. Amy Galashewski has more.
Bring out the brooms because the Marquette Golden Eagles earned themselves another sweep, but this time against the DePaul Blue Demons Friday night. The first set involved 8 ties and 2 lead changes, but it ended in Marquette taking the set 25-23.
They passed the first couple balls of the match really well, and I thought if they could hold that together, we were going to be in for a barn burner, but fortunately, we were able to get enough pressure and get some aces.
The Golden Eagles easily won the second and third sets with the help of senior Allie Barber, who is now 12 kills away from tying the record for Marquette's all-time kills. There isn't much time to rest considering Marquette will be facing DePaul once again on Saturday night, this time in Chicago. Coach Tice now puts this win behind him and will focus on the next game.
Yeah, we got to play a little bit better defensively. I would expect they'll come out blazing tomorrow at home. We're going to have to get some stops. We're going to have to stop the middles a little bit more. We knew it was coming. We just couldn't get enough stops on it.
The
Eagles will face the ultimate test in less than 24 hours. Reporting from the Al McGuire Center, Amy Galashewski, Marquette Wire Sports.
Then in a quick turnaround, Marquette headed down I-94 to face their foe this weekend at the McGrath-Phillips Arena.
And it was rinse and repeat for the Golden Eagles as they swept DePaul for the second straight day, making it a clean 6-0 weekend.
And Marquette volleyball fans were watching this game closely as the program's all-time kills record was in jeopardy of being broken by senior star outside hitter Allie Barber.
However, Barber came up 1 kill short of beating the record. So as of right now, she is tied atop the kills list with Teresa Coughlin's program record of 1,733 kills.
Marquette's next match is Friday, so when Barber records her first kill, she will have the program record all to herself.
Well, we now want to welcome in one of our volleyball analysts, Dan Avington. Dan, always good to have you.
Pumped to talk some volleyball today, boys.
You better be. All right, Dan, let's start off. Allie Barber just 1 kill away from the record. What does this impressive accomplishment mean?
Honestly, I don't think it tells us much more about her than we already didn't know. She's probably the best player in program history, and that has been known for quite some time now. She can absolutely smack the ball. Defenses have no answer for her. Anytime Marquette needs a point, they go right to Allie Barber, and she's going to slam one down. I don't think that this accomplishment says all that much about her. I was talking to Lauren Speckman last week, and she said that she's probably more excited about this than Allie is because Allie's just so humble, and she doesn't let numbers like this get to her. So I think it does say a whole lot about Allie, but she's not going to say anything about that. You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. I mean, just pretty impressive regardless, though,
Yeah,
even though
of
she
course.
acknowledges it or not.
Yeah.
It was a busy weekend for the Golden Eagles. What were your initial takeaways?
I mean, my main takeaway is that Marquette is very good at volleyball. I mean, they didn't play well in either of these matches, and they still smoked them, both times. Coach Tice, after Friday's match, was not happy because they weren't able to defend the middles, and they still swept them. And I think that says a whole lot because most volleyball teams, they don't play well, they get swept.
Right.
Marquette still sweeps a team that's not doing too badly in Big East play. So I think this was a pretty good weekend. They didn't need to do all that much to beat DePaul, but they came out with 2 wins in Big East play, and you can't hope for much more than that.
Well said.
So besides Barber, who else has really stood out to you that's contributed in a really big way?
I think there have been a lot of players that have made a key contribution this year, both on offense and defense, but the one player I'm going to spotlight is Hope Wirtz. She's a junior outside hitter, and she has played all 6 rotations all 3 years here. She is so good at the net. She's so good in the back row. She has all 6 abilities. She can pass, she can hit, she can set when she needs to. She leads the team in service aces. Last year she led the Big East in service aces.
Definitely.
She does everything that Marquette needs, and she has been so good this year.
And we've seen just rapid growth from Hope as soon as she stepped onto campus, too,
Yeah.
which is impressive. So, Dan, the team has 4 more regular season matches until postseason play starts. What are you looking forward to in the next few weeks?
I think Marquette's easily going to get 2 wins, at least, this next weekend. And then they're going to get a 3rd in the weekend after that. And a lot of people think Marquette's going to get tripped up by Creighton when they head down to
How do you
Omaha.
feel about that?
I think Marquette beats Creighton in Omaha. I've said this before.
I know.
And
well, we still got a few shows
I
before
know.
then, so
I
don't
know.
give it all away.
I know.
Don't give it all away, but
I
we'll
think
get there.
This weekend will be a nice test because they play Villanova on Saturday, who just beat Creighton. So Villanova's
it's
a
a good
really
one.
good team, but that's going to be a good matchup. You can catch that on Marquette TV, though.
Nice plug, Dan. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Always great stuff.
Anytime.
All right. Well, that's just about to do it for us tonight.
Thanks for watching tonight, and don't forget to tune in every Monday at 7 for more editions of Golden Eagle Sports Report. Signing off, I'm Jackson Gross.
And I'm Shane Hogan. Good night, Marquette.